Okay, so welcome everyone to the Spring 2023 Virtual Fabric Show. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Stephanie Sheridan, and I'll be your host today. We have over 40 new collections since our last Virtual Fabric Show in the fall of 2022, and we are excited to share some of them with you today. A few notes before we start. We will be taking questions from the audience at the end of each session today. So please feel free to type your question into the chat box during the presentations and the panel discussions. Please make sure to visit our website, www.benartex.com, to see the full collections and to find out more information about the fabrics and the projects that you see here with us today. And lastly, when you see something that you love, and we're sure that you will, please ask your local quilt shop to order the fabrics. They can contact their Benartex sales rep, order through one of our many distributors worldwide, or contact us directly through our website, excuse me, for more information on ordering. We only sell to independent quilt shops. You won't find our fabrics in any of the big box stores. So now it's time to begin the show. We're going to start our session today with a welcome video from our president, David Lochner. So since we have an issue with David's video, we're going to save that and we'll play it at some point during the presentation. So we're going to move into our designer features. First up, we have designer Andi Metz. Many of you know and love her gnomes, and she has new gnome fabrics to share with you today, along with her fun Flamingo pals. Say that 3 times fast. The Caring Gnomes and Gnome Land game panel will be in stores this summer, and the Flamingos will be flying into shops early this fall. So first we have a short video clip of the fabric collections, and then Andi will tell us about them. Okay, so that was Flamingo Pals. And now we're going to let Andi talk a little bit about her fabric collections.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to start by showing you, since the gnomes are coming to a close, and I guess there's not a video for the Caring Gnomes fabric, Stephanie? I lost you.
Oh, there I am.
Oh.
Maria, are we going to play the video? Nope, we're not going to play that video. So go ahead and just show the Caring Gnomes since you have all the fabric there.
Okay. Well, the Caring Gnomes are kind of an homage. All my gnomes did the different holidays, and this one is to the doctors and nurses and everyone that cares for us. So we have a bunch of different fabrics. There's a box panel, there's a stripe panel, as well as other fabrics. This, I made a cute little caring teddy bear in case you need a little hug. He's got a heart on his chest. And there goes my Caring Gnome. There's a doll panel, and there's 4 different dolls on there. My mom made her famous tea towels. I did make a Caring Gnome 3D doll, and I've made that for every collection, and that pattern is available on my website. This is part of the box panel. And then I made a pattern to make a scrub hat, and that's available on my website. One size fits most. And the one thing I didn't get to do was make a scrub shirt, because I thought how cute it would be to have your scrub hat and your shirt match. We have, this is the free pattern. Can you see that? It's the free pattern. And then at the bottom, there's a little dangling heart just to remind you that people care. My sister came up with this cute quilt pattern. We didn't finish it yet, which I thought was adorable. Another way to show you care. I can't tell if you can see it, but so that's part of the Caring Gnome collection. I really don't have much of the fabric left because we were sewing so much, but I was so thrilled to do something that wasn't the holiday. It was something a little different, but what we do have for all the gnomes that are in the holidays is this game panel. And it's a huge panel that it comes with the game board. Whoops, there you go. The game board and the game pieces. So what it turns into is a year of gnomes. So all the gnomes that were the holidays, we have Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, and then you make your pieces, your game pieces, and your specialty cards, and it even comes with fabric in the panel to make your bag to store it. And what I like is it's a cute little easy game, and it folds right up and can fit in your suitcase so you can take it anywhere you go.
That's really cute, Andi. That was a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah, we had fun playing it. So that is all what I have for the Caring Gnomes. So I'll move on to the Flamingo Pals, which are my flamingos that wore the hats, except this time it's everything you do with your friends. So there's flamingos that are sewing and knitting, playing cards, playing Rummy Cube. The Rummy Cube is an homage to my grandmother, who still at 102 is better at Rummy Cube than me. And there's the girls at the tiki bar, and of course there's the hunky flamingo bartender. So the flamingos were a lot of fun, and there's a lot you can do with the fabric. I made my shirt, and my mother made the tea towels, which are really cute and bright.
Those are great.
My sister made some drink cozies out of the fabric. This is the box panel. And this is a beach bag that comes with a detachable little pocket clutch. And that pattern is available on my website. And we also, out of my favorite fabric, we have, can you see this? It's a cute little beach hat. And it's reversible. So that's my, I like that. And we made little children's bucket hats and out of the shell fabric. So they're really cute too. And
so you guys have been busy sewing.
We have been so busy, but having a lot of fun. We have the Hawaiian shirt. And I was really surprised how, I'm not really surprised how cute it looked, but it came together very nicely, and I can't wait for somebody to wear it. I'm going to move this and show you. This is the free pattern. And I love how it turned out. I love how the fabrics all kind of blend together, and it's just kind of soft and pretty. But we decided to try and see what it looks like with a white. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
The white in place of some of the fabric. And I think you can see the pattern better. The piece itself is, the quilt block is very easy to make. And it's just so interesting how different it looks with just a change of little change of fabric. In addition to the free quilt, my mom made pillowcases to go with it. And my sister made this adorable quilt. So it's just amazing how different things can look out of the same fabric line. I used the boxes panel and made this quilt. And I love this quilt because I love all the sayings in the boxes. I don't know if you were able to see that in the video, but the boxes say things like, the sea soothes my soul, summer vibes. Am I holding that up right? So anyway, this was a really easy quilt to make. This has 2 blocks in it. This one, and then the box panel. And I transformed this quilt into, since I didn't get to show you in the fall because I didn't have the fabric yet, this is the same quilt in the fall gnome fabric with the boxes. And what started it was I designed this quilt without the boxes panel, but this is also my Falling for Gnomes fabric collection. And this quilt pattern is available on my website, and the extra instructions if you decide you want to make the box panel quilt. Oh, and this is the last one. My mom made this adorable pillowcase dress. So kind of goes with my shirt. And I think I got all the fabric in there. Oh no, wait, since I was talking about the Falling for Gnomes, I did make a thankful journal. So it's 12 months of being thankful, and you can put little mementos of the year. If you have watercolor pencils, you can draw on here, put notes in here, and there's one for every month of the year. And this is the free pattern that goes with the fall collection of the gnomes. Did I get all that in, Stephanie?
I think you did, in just the right amount of time as well. Great job, Andi. So as you can see, Andi has a lot of interesting and fun projects. You can visit her website to find out more about it. And the link for that is on our website. You can go to our website, benartex.com, find Andi's designer or fabric designer profile, and follow the link to her website. So next up, we have Nicole DeCamp. She has brought her beautiful artwork and whimsical style to 2 very different collections to show you today. The first is So in Love. Who wouldn't love a collection that is dedicated to their craft? And when we say her next collection is too cute, we mean it. A beautiful collection full of multicultural ballerinas are perfect for your aspiring prima. So in Love will be in stores starting in June of this year, and Too Cute will start shipping to stores in September. So first we have the collection videos, and then we'll hear Nicole tell us all about the collections. Nicole, can you tell us about those collections, please?
Hi, Stephanie. It's great to be here again. Good morning. Good morning, everybody out there. I'm excited to be here. This is my second fabric show. So we have a lot coming out this year. 2 collections this season. We have a third that we're not talking about today that you can find on the website called Sunshine Days. I just wanted to sneak that in there if anybody's interested in taking a look. But I really want to focus on Too Cute and So in Love. I think we should start with So in Love, Stephanie. What do you think? It's my favorite. Want to start there?
Yes, and that was actually from our winter 23 release. So if we go chronological, that makes perfect sense.
Sure. This one, like Stephanie said, is out in stores June, July. It's already on pre-order. So check it out for sure. This one's near and dear to my heart. Like many of us, we grew up around a family of sewers. Our moms sewed, our grandmothers sewed, our sisters, aunts. I had all of those people in my family sewed. Even my dad was a self-taught upholsterer. So I was always around a needle and thread. Even though my journey is more on the art and the fabric design, I grew up around sewers. And so this new collection, So in Love, is very close to my heart, especially my mom, who always was loaning me her hand-me-down Singer sewing machine, and I was learning how to create doll clothes on it. Even, at 5 years old, I remember being at her sewing machine. So she was the inspiration for this new collection. And I'll show you some of my favorite fabrics from the collection quickly. The panel is one of my favorites because there's just so much going on. And I know it's kind of hard to see in the window there, but there's just a lot of artwork. I mean, we spent a lot of time on this one. A lot of drawing went into this. My mom especially loved vintage. She loves antiques, anything vintage, floral. Her favorite color is pink. And, when I started thinking about a sewing collection, I was looking out at what was out there, and I'm like, how can I make it different? How can I make it feminine? We added these beautiful florals into it that have this beautiful mauve, purple, pinks, even a little yellow and green in there to round it out, which is really nice and lovely. And, it reminds me of my mom and all the memories of her being around her sewing machine, making quilts, my aunts having a quilt shop and going to their quilt shop and, watching them. I love that we added the black to this, which really makes the colors pop. This really fun word print is really nice with the hand stitching words, little phrases like "so in love," "happiness is homemade," a lot of those little catchphrases that just basically show your love for sewing. Here's another one with the pins, which I think is just really fun. It has this almost geometric kind of feel, this crosshatch feel. And, I was, pleasantly surprised at how well the graphics look on black. We had the For the Love of Coffee come out last fall, and it was primarily black. And I was like, I don't want black to be my signature color, but it's kind of becoming my thing, and kind of making me different than everybody else. So, for a sewing collection, I can't remember seeing this theme with black, which has been really nice. One of my favorite fabrics is this grid pattern that we have. I gotta find it here. There it is. This grid pattern fabric that has just a lot of art in there. A lot of the sewing things like the scissors, the threads, the bobbins, the buttons, thimbles, and paired with the floral, it just really works well. So that is So in Love.
Okay, now it's time for my favorite one. I
Okay.
love the Too Cutes. I have a grandson, not a granddaughter yet. Hopefully someday I'll have a granddaughter, but
Fingers
I'm actually
crossed.
putting some of this fabric away for a dear friend of mine who is a little ballerina.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Too Cute is just fun. It's just a fun collection. You know, for every little girl out there that wants or dreams of being a ballerina. I remember taking dance classes as a little girl and looking up to the older girls that got to take ballet and thought, oh, someday I'm going to take ballet. I can't wait to take ballet. So with that in mind, here's a bit of the panel. I know it's, again, kind of tough to see, but it was really important to us to have everybody represented in this collection. A variety of cultures. We have blondes, redheads, dark skin, light skin, you name it. We just wanted to make sure everybody was represented in this. I love this. This might be my favorite fabric in the collection, where they're up against their dance bar, like they're in their studio in all their different poses. And we added that floral aspect in to give it just that little bit of femininity. You're going to probably see a lot of different florals in my collections in the future. It's kind of becoming my thing. So this sweet, just little floral pattern that we have, and we pulled it out in a couple different colorways in purple and pink to have that bit of floral there. The fabric, I think, has gotten a lot of good praise from who we've shown it to, as the ombre. We have this really kind of almost metallic looking ombre in this collection. We have it on pink, we have it on white, we have it on purple. So there's a lot of variety there. It's a nice little small dot print that works really well in the quilts. And once Carol speaks about her quilt using the collection, I'm sure she can talk more about that. But a lot of the variety of toss prints with the cute little ballerinas in it, it just is so sweet. And it really kind of, it includes everybody, which I love. You know, no matter who you're making your project for, they're included. Which was really important to us. So that is Too Cute. That will be in stores, I believe, September, October of this year. It's already on pre-order. You can find it on the website. You can go and learn more about me at my website, which is indieartanddesign.com. Like I said, I'm new to this sewing gig with you all, but I think we have about, over the next year, about 15 collections coming out together, which is amazing. We have so much coming. So we're just getting started. So if you want to learn more about me, go out to my website, take a look, see what I do. And yeah, go out and find this fabric. If you're from Kentucky, I have an aunt who is, like I said, I have a lot of family that sews. She's been looking for my fabric in Kentucky and she can't find it. So if you have a quilt store out there in Kentucky, my Aunt Mary is going to hunt you down and she's going to ask for it. So please do me a favor and help her out. We'd love to see these collections in the stores.
Absolutely. So Nicole, I did have one quick question about the ombre print.
Yes.
The dots in the ombre are those colors the skin tones from all of the ballerinas? Because that's what it looks like to me.
It came across that way, didn't it? We really started out with it just being kind of a metallic copper gold color, and when we printed it, it kind of took on that quality, which is kind of special and kind of by accident, but it works, doesn't it? It really works. And the
Definitely
colors,
a happy accident on that one.
yeah, and the colors kind of change depending on what color the background is, whether it's the purple or the white. It kind of changes, which is kind of neat. So yeah, it was a happy accident.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing about those two collections. And we're going to move on to our next feature. We have brand ambassador Carol Swift. Carol is from Las Vegas, Nevada, and she specializes in playful patterns featuring applique. She has an adorable free pattern showing the Tutu Cute collection. We'll also share some of her other projects that she's created with our fabrics. So Carol, go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd and let us know a little bit about the projects you've been working on.
Now, can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we can.
I'm so lucky to sew this fabric. Oh my goodness. This by Nicole. Cute, cute, cute. If you can see it, it's got the little tutu and the tiaras and oh my gosh, it was so fun to work with. And I did think it was metallic in those dots. I have to say, I had to look and go, oh my gosh. So it is a fun pattern and I was so excited to sew with it. You guys blow me away with your talent. And anyway, I'm from Las Vegas, sort of, kind of the outskirts of it. And I basically have blogged a lot of times, and that's how I've really gotten into the sewing thing, even though I've sewn my whole life. The blogs, I have a lot of followers and I follow a lot of people from around the world. And it's just always just great to see inspiration. When I looked at this fabric of Nicole's, and it's how I do all the time when I'm going to do a project. I look at it, I look really closely at the fabrics. And in this case, I was looking at just swatches or pictures. I didn't have the actual fabric. And sometimes that's a little tricky because I don't know the size. But this one was so easy. There were tiaras in it and cute little ballerinas. And those dots were really, those dots just help to accent all the other pieces, because sometimes, you know, you need a little place to lay your eye without all the activity. But the words in the little hearts have all the plie, and it's just an exciting, fun fabric for a little girl or even a little boy if he likes to dance. My kids always did. Let's see. Then I did do the gnomes. And I gotta say, I do love Andi's gnomes. And if anybody follows me on my blog, they know that I have done a lot of gnomes. But this one, and I can't really get it up very big here, but I will kind of throw it up here. This is, if I get it in the picture, there's cute little gnomes on there. And she makes the cutest little gnomes. Oh, this is backwards here. She just makes cutest little gnomes. And this is one I created called Love You Forever. And you know, gnomes, darling. Then she's got the flamingo gal pals, and I got to take the pictures of those and create a quilt with it. And I do have a character I use a lot, and that's Beach Boy Freddy. And he showed up in the pattern that it kind of went across the thing in her video for the flamingo gal pals. I should have printed it out here, but he's out there on the beach with his gal pal, just sewing away on the beach, and they're trying not to dip their toes in the water with the little shark there. So that's fun. I've also done other quilts, and I don't have the cute setup that Andi has, but this one is a free pattern. No, this one is. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't get this in here. This isn't. This is a new one that I did, Dino Danger with the Glowsaurus. And it has one of those flying creepy things at the top. You guys, this is so hard because it's backwards. So there he is. So he's kind of fun. I kind of get crazy with my ideas. I've had people say, where do you get these ideas? And I said, I don't know. They're just in my head. What can I say? I was lucky to sew a Christmas one not too long ago with I don't remember, Cozy Winter by Cherry Goudry. And it was really fun. It's got Home for the Holidays. I like Andi's little sweep across thing there. That's so fun. But anyway, it's got a nice, oh, if I can get it up here. You guys, I'm sorry. I should have had it a little bit better. There, it's got a little truck car on it with packages, and it's called Home for the Holidays. Got that one. And then I have a block of the month that's Halloween, and lucky me, I did have your Halloween fabric, the Halloween spirit, and some of the shades. in it too. And so I do get creative with Halloween. That's kind of my thing. And I do have funny little characters in there too. The new line with the new hue has been fun to get creative in my projects here. And I'm bending down, sorry, because it fell. Steampunk, I did my bag. It has my little Benartex pen on this side. And that is the Benartex logo, and it's up on his hat. And anyway, love steampunk too, but it comes out really great with the new hue fabrics because they're kind of blend in. And anyway, love the yellow. It's kind of an orangey yellow, so it's pretty fun. So that's
All right, Carol, well, thank you so much for showing us all of those projects. Am I muted?
lost the audio.
I think that was somebody else. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So yes, Carol, that we love all of your projects. I can't wait to see when I ask you to design something. I can't wait to see what you come up with because they're always so fun and cute. And if you want to see the quilt that Carol was talking about with Flamingo Pals, you can check our website. It's there and it is adorable. Andi, did you get a chance to look at it?
I
Did
just
you
saw
see
it
the video?
when you showed the video. It was adorable.
So, okay, so we're going to actually move on now to finally for the session, we have brand ambassador Jen Shafer. Jen is a childcare provider by day and a quilt designer by night. I don't know when she sleeps. She's created several free patterns and commercial patterns based on our lines as well for both winter and spring. And Jen runs a really cool monthly color challenge using our basics on her blog, which is it's PBJ, correct? Oh, Jen, you're muted.
Okay, it's Patterns by Jen. Is my internet better?
It is.
Okay, good.
Jen had a few technical difficulties first thing this morning, but we've got her on now. So Jen, I know you did some work with the Sunshine Days collection, and we do have a short video clip of that. So we're going to play that now. And then maybe you can talk a little bit about the pattern that you did for Sunshine Days. We don't have fabric on it yet, so Jen doesn't have anything to show, but she can at least tell us a little about it. And then some of the other projects that she's done with Benartex fabrics. Okay, so that was Sunshine Days, and this is Jen Shafer.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Hopefully my internet stays working. As Stephanie said, I am a childcare provider and a quilt pattern designer, and I don't sleep, to answer your question. I really enjoyed, this is one of the first projects I worked with Benartex, so to get a chance to kind of play with fabrics was really great. They showed the quilt that I designed, the free pattern, but I did also print it since I don't have fabric yet. And I have to tell you that these little ladybugs, which I think right here, as I was playing with the fabric, I don't know if you, okay, so I'm a childcare provider, but if you, as I was playing with it, the song, the Ladybug Picnic from Sesame Street kept going through my head. So I had that in my head for like 3 days. And I finally just had to sing it with the kids because I was like, I can't get it out of my head. We have to play, but they are it's so cute and such a fun line. and I hope I get to play with the fabric at some point. But all my designs are designed with the new quilter in mind. So even if they look a little bit more complicated, I try to make it so that the beginners and the new quilters can join in this amazing hobby and have some great pieces to show off when they're done piecing it. And so that pattern is kind of the same thing. It's a pretty easily pieced quilt top, but those fabrics just really make the quilt. So that's one of the first ones that I worked with Ben Artex for. My first project as an ambassador, I used the Dreamers fabric, and it is by Jessica Flick. And we actually just had new flooring put in throughout almost our entire house, like 80% of our rooms. So we had to move everything out, including in my quilt studio. So I'm not actually sure where the quilt is that I made with the fabric, but I have some scraps of it that have these really cute unicorns, and there's a little bit of a sheen to each of them. There's a panel that has text on it, just a very cute unicorn, but also blues and pinks and teals and greens. It was very fun to work with that. My next project, I got kind of lucky. I'm like at the end of each quarter for the ambassador project, so I feel like I have a little extra time, which can be a bad thing. So I don't have my quarter 2 project done, but I do have the fabric. I have the plan. It's all planned out. But my quarter 2 project is to use pre-cut, and so I have fat quarters and so a nice large fat quarter, and it's called the fabric line of Blusette by Jen Shafer. So there's fat quarters to use, and the 5-inch squares, and the layer cakes, the 10-inch squares. And so you can you'll find my projects either on Instagram or on my blog, which is Patterns by Jen, PBJ for short. If you need to remember, it's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. I think I was hungry when I was trying to come up with my business name, and that just worked well for me. So do you want me to show the tote now, or are we doing that later?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and show your tote bag now, that would be great.
All
Jen
right,
made
sure.
a really cool tote bag, as Carol did as well. All of the ambassadors made amazing tote bags.
If you haven't had a chance to see the bags, you definitely need to go look them up on the blog, because each one is totally different. Not anything was repeated. I was able to use the burlap basic. And so the challenge was to make the Ben Artex X. And so I used the Ben Artex X, and when I was planning it, I really wanted to show the X and let that stand out, which is why I went with the neutrals, and that was kind of the plan even before I got the fabric. But there are so many amazing colors in that line. I couldn't choose just one. So I did 1-inch squares, and I even did it on my handle, because why not? I'm not a bag maker. It was really a struggle for me, because I'm just not my forte, but piecing is. And so I did a lot of 1-inch strips, 1.5-inch strips. You finish at 1 inch, and a lot of strip piecing, and then just that awesome Ben Artex X.
Yeah, when I saw your bag, Jen, I couldn't believe that all those tiny 1-inch squares.
That's what strip piecing is made for.
Absolutely.
Made it so much easier, but it was very fun to do once I got over the whole make a bag mountain. But yeah,
Well, you did a great job.
thank you.
So that is all for our panel or our presentations this morning. We're going to quickly switch into our next portion of the session, which first we're going to do a poll. So we're going to pop a question up on the screen, and if you answer, you'll have a chance to win a fabulous fabric prize. We'll announce the winner at the end of this session, and I'll let everybody get a quick drink, and then we're going to switch into a short panel discussion, and then we'll also have we'll have questions from you, the audience, at the end. So please go ahead and vote on the poll and let us know what type of fabric prints you prefer to work with. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask our panelists a couple of questions, just so you can get to know them better. So let me ask Carol and Jen, if you guys, do you remember the first quilt you ever made? Can you tell us, just, do you remember it, and when was it, and what did it look like?
I can't
Carol?
tell. Am I still on?
Yep. And Carol, you'll just need to unmute.
Okay, so the poll question is in front of me. I can't really tell.
Okay.
So my first quilt I made when I was a senior in high school, and my mom also sews and quilts. It just, like Nicole, you know, I grew up doing clothing and quilting, and but my mom had just those packs of, they're the samples of fabric, mostly upholstery actually. So it was really kind of an interesting fabric to work with, but they were squares, and I took those out and I designed a quilt for my grandmother. And it just happened to work out that she was a devout Catholic, and I was able to make a cross out of the fabric squares that I had, and then kind of an ombre type background. And I made that for her birthday when I was a senior in high school. That was the very first quilt I made.
Okay. And Carol, how about you? Do you remember the first quilt you ever made? Carol, I think you're muted.
No,
Okay, now I can
it
hear you.
doesn't show. Okay. The olden days, we used to take old clothes and that kind of thing. So I do remember cutting out squares and making, like, out of polyester fabrics or cottons. We didn't care. We just put them all together. And then of course we tied them. So, you know, that was more the traditional, but I think what got me hooked is one time I did and it was a brown quilt. And I remember thinking, oh, this is not very pretty. And I took it in and had it quilted. And that did it. I was hooked on doing quilts with actual quilting on them instead of the tie yarn. So, yep, long time ago.
Okay, and I'm going to direct this question to both Andi and Nicole. Andi and Nicole, do you guys have a favorite fabric in one of your new collections?
I do. It's the pineapples. I love the pineapples. I like my plaid a lot. I'm partial to plaids, but I love the pineapples. Oh, and the blue bag is also the pineapple.
Okay, and Nicole, how about you?
Oh, it's hard to pick. I would say out of both collections, well, all three collections, Sew in Love is my favorite. I mentioned that earlier, but the grid patterns that we do and the stripes, those are always my favorite. And I think for Sew in Love, definitely my favorite this time around.
Okay. All right, and then I'm going to ask one question, and Nicole is a beginning sewer, and Andi, Jen, and Carol, you guys have a little more experience. So I'm going to ask you guys this question so that Nicole can learn a little bit here. What is the one sewing notion you cannot live without? So Carol, what's the one sewing notion in your studio that you absolutely cannot live without?
I'd have to say that rotary cutter, because I grew up in the age of cutting with scissors, and what a difference a rotary cutter with the ruler is. Big difference.
All right, I agree with that one.
You brought me back, Carol. I agree. The rotary cutter probably is. My scene guide is my favorite. But now that you mentioned the rotary cutter, I've been using it so long, I kind of forgot that I used scissors before that.
Okay, and Jen, how about you? What is the one that you can't live without?
A good sharp seam ripper. Don't skim on the seam rippers. I love that, you know, the sewing machines come with that little one, but go buy it. I love a sharp seam because I use it a lot. It's probably also my most used quilting tool, but definitely a sharp seam ripper.
And as a beginner, I can say the same thing, Jen. I use the seam ripper a lot as I learn.
Yep.
Yep,
Probably
everybody
multiple
everybody
sharp
has to
seam rippers.
unsew at some point, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I think we have one more time for one more panel question, and then we'll move on to questions from the audience. Anybody, if you have a question for any of our designers, go ahead and type it in the chat window and I'll ask them for you. So my last question is kind of a fun one. If you could live in a book, a TV show, or a movie, what would it be? So who's ready to answer? Just go ahead and jump in.
Anne of Green Gables.
Okay.
Good one.
Not even a question.
How about you, Andi? Do you have one?
I'm afraid to answer because I think you're going to think I'm nuts, but Walking Dead. I love Walking Dead.
Oh, yes, I love that. Well, I'd like to survive in the Walking Dead one though.
Yes.
But I do love that creepy stuff. So even something like Hocus Pocus would be fun to be in.
Oh, I could
The
totally
dancing
see you
part.
in that. I could totally see you in the Hocus Pocus. And Nicole, how about you?
Oh, I have to say Yellowstone. I want to be
Ooh.
around Kevin Costner and Rip all day long and live in that big, beautiful house on that ranch. And stay away from Beth because she scares me a bit.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so thank you all for that. Let's see, we're going to move into the questions that have come in from you. Let me scroll back here just a second. I know I saw a question come in just a minute ago. Where did it go? Let's see. Oh, Jeanette asked, what is the best sharp seam ripper? Do you guys have a product recommendation on seam ripper, or one that you particularly like?
My favorite is the white clover.
Okay.
That's my go-to. I have multiple. Somewhere in a box because it's all packed away right now. But that's my go-to.
You'll get it unpacked eventually, right, Jen?
Eventually. Yeah, exactly.
Mine's the brown clover.
Okay.
I have a custom one with the wood handle that I made at one of the quilt stores.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Okay, so we have
It's
a
So Yeah Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We have a comment for you, Nicole. Thank you for the multicultural ballerinas.
Yeah, it made so much sense in this day and age to include everybody. I'm really glad we did. I think it came out really nice.
And then Gail asked, are you all or some of you going to be at the Minnesota Quilt Show? Is anyone doing a lecture? Jen, you're up in that neck of the woods, aren't you?
I am, yes, just a couple hours south. I don't have a booth there or anything, but I might get up for a quick visit.
Oh, that's great. Okay. And then Nicole, how many fabrics are in the Sew and Love line? Do you know off the top of your head?
I want to say close to 15 to 20. We have a lot there. There's quite a bit. So I would say around that range.
Okay.
It's a fairly large collection. Yeah.
Okay. The exact number will be on our website. If you go to benartex.com, look up the Sew and Love collection, it'll show you all of the SKUs. The next question, and this kind of goes out to everybody. What comes first, the fabric or the quilt patterns? I guess this is more to you, Andi, because you design both. When you're designing a new collection, what comes first, the quilts or the fabric?
The fabric.
Okay,
I always try to keep in mind what I might do with it, but definitely the fabric is first.
okay. And then another question for you, Andi. Is there a pattern for your thankful journal?
Yes, it's on my website, and the website's www.andimetz.com.
Okay. And then another question, would you ever make a dance fabric that includes little boys also? Something for you to think about, Nicole, maybe.
Absolutely. Why not? Definitely noted for next time. Maybe that's something we can add if there's enough interest. Absolutely, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay. And then did any of you learn to sew in school or 4-H or from a relative? So Carol, who did you learn to sew from?
My mom was a huge sewer of clothes and quilts and everything, but probably where I got really good hands-on was at a home ec class in school. Yep, learned to sew the weirdest stuff, but I did learn how to sew.
Okay. And then when is the Sunshine Days available? I believe that is this fall.
I've
Sunset,
got sorry, Stephanie, I've got November, December.
yep, late fall, early winter. So
Mhm.
yes, November. And then let's see, there are 20 pieces in the Sew and Love group. So we just got that confirmation. The fabrics that we're showing right now will be available. Some of them will be available soon. These are collections from our winter and spring 2023 lines. Most of them will be available in shops this summer through fall, through late fall, early winter. So now we're going to move on to our closing information. I told you all this would fly past. So first I want to thank everybody for coming to our virtual fabric show. We hope you've enjoyed seeing the fabrics and hearing directly from the designers about them. Be sure to ask at your local quilt shop for these fabrics, and we can't wait to see what you all create with them. In the next few weeks, we will introduce more of our upcoming collections on the virtual fabric show area of our website. So stay tuned and be sure to follow us and our designers and our ambassadors on social media, so you'll always be in the know and see the newest projects. Our social media links can be found on our website, and please tag us in your posts with projects featuring our fabrics. We would love to see what you are creating and to share your projects with our followers. And I know our fabric designers love to see what you guys create. So please make sure you post those pictures and tag us in them. And then we're going to actually, the sneak peek of the purple is available when and by whom. The sneak peek of the purple that's behind Carol is the Tutu Cute line, and it is available starting in September. And that was designed by Nicole DeCamp. And we're going to, we have David's video, his welcome video. So we're going to play the welcome at the end. We'll play his video, and then I will announce our giveaway winner. And then we will be closing out this session.
Good morning. Welcome to our spring virtual fabric show. I'm David Lochner, the president of Benartex. This time around, we have many new and different exciting fabric designers to bring you. Also, we have all the designers you've come to love. So we have a full day ahead. In addition to all of our designers, we're going to have a few of our Benartex ambassadors who will show you some of the projects that they've worked on featuring Benartex fabric lines. we're going to be featuring more projects going forward, projects that are beyond quilting. We obviously love quilting. We've been involved in making quilting fabric and quilts for many, many years. But we also love using our fabric in a wide variety of ways in our everyday life. And we want to show you how we think you might want to make use of our fabrics in that way. Also going forward, we're going to be doing many, many more kits with all of our fabric lines. So that's another thing to look forward to. So once again, welcome. We really appreciate you spending the day with us. Lots of exciting things ahead.
All right, thanks, David. He's actually not in the office today, so he pre-recorded that video for us. Now I'd like to announce our winner of the giveaway for this session. Congratulations to Lucy Galgano. We will reach out to you via email to get your mailing address. So thanks everyone for coming and being here with us today. Thanks to our designers and our ambassadors for being here and sharing your fabric collections. And we will be back at 11:30 with our second session. And in our second session, we have Ann Lauer, Pat Sloan, Lisa Rubel, and Bill and Weeks from Modern Quilt Studio. So we'll see you all back here at 11:30. Thanks again. Have a great day.